Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's an epic pastry showdown where bakers from across the country face off to win top honors and $100,000 in the new series Blue Ribbon Baking Championship.
The graham cracker crust is absolutely perfect. And then you have that cheesecake that isn't too dense and it's not too light and airy. And it melts in your mouth. It's like God put it on the table for us.
All right.
Wow. Wow.
I've got goosebumps right now just talking about it. It's everything that we could have asked for.
It's literally making me cry. That's how good it is. It is the perfect cake.
Roxanne,
yes.
Tears.
We welcome back to AM Northwest the co-host and judge of Blue Ribbon Baking Championship, Emmy Award-winning chef Sandra Lee. Good to see you again, Sandra. How are you?
Great to see you. It makes me well watching that scene because it was so good and it was so emotional for all of us. That competition was incredible and very intense.
Why was it so intense? Why was it so emotional? What was going on?
Well, for me, I fell in love with all of the bakers, all 10 contestants. And for me, I created this show 12 years ago. So to see it come to life and to be able to taste something that was so amazing in that cake, I mean, you can't imagine how perfect that dessert was. That was just the ultimate dessert, and I couldn't help myself. It was incredible.
This show is 10 years in the making. What was it about this? Because you've won blue ribbons, I understand, before. So tell me about the energy, the passion behind this show for you.
So I won a blue ribbon in 1992 in the LA County Fair, which is one of the biggest fairs in our nation. State fairs and county fairs, over 50% of our population goes to their state fair, which is kind of incredible.
Yeah.
And baking competition and cooking competitions have taken place in a state fair since before we were a nation. In fact, Pennsylvania dates back to 1765, which is 11 years before 1776.
Wow.
And yeah, right. And so when I looked at the landscape and I thought, okay, so here's competition shows, and you either love those competition shows or you love stand and stir shows. Why aren't they the same audience? And what I realized was that there wasn't a lot of takeaway. You weren't learning a lot that you could incorporate into your daily life. But with this show, we wanted to create all of that for the audience. Not only riveting television and compelling storylines and interesting characters, but also we wanted to create how-to takeaways. So when you're at home and maybe even your little ones are watching, you can incorporate some of these ideas into your own bakes.
Wow. So tell me, okay, so Jason Biggs is your co-host. Is he a baker at all, or is he learning as you go along?
Jason can bake. In fact, he's a published baker from when he was really young.
Wow.
He made banana bread, and we made it together on the set. I semi-sabotaged him just because I could. I had the ingredients, and he was running around going, and then when we tasted it, he goes, wait, something's wrong. What did we forget? And I'm like, banana bread. Anyway, it wasn't bananas, but we had a good time. He's got great energy. The judges were incredible. We have Bill Yosses, who is a former White House pastry chef under Bush and Obama. So that's incredible. We have Bryan Ford, and nobody realizes who Bryan Ford is. He's probably the best find on the entire show. And the reason for that is when you go to restaurants and you taste that bread that is like, oh my gosh, where did this come from? That tastes like it's from heaven. Much of the time, it's from Bryan's Bakery. He is the Lenny Kravitz of baking, and
wow.
He's phenomenal.
Okay, I've got to bring back the time that you were here in 2015. You came to visit us on the set, and you were wonderful to have. I don't know if you can see this picture here. You were so fun to have on the show. So do you visit Portland at all?
Well, you know, I was raised up in Sumner, Washington. So
That's
I did
right.
Fair every year. In fact, I was at the Puyallup Fair last year. I bought the hats that both you saw in the video. The hats that both Bryan and I are wearing are from the Puyallup Fair.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I bought them and carried them around the country for the next 30 days. I don't know what I was thinking. But we have the hats and we wore them well.
That's awesome. All right.
I come often. As I said to you off camera, I love Portland. I love Lake Oswego. I mean, it's just one of those places. I could live there and be perfectly happy. And the next time I come out with a book, I will be there on tour.
Thank you. You have to come on set. We want to tell our viewers the Blue Ribbon Baking Championship premieres this Friday on Netflix. Sandra, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.